Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this one, we'll be comparing and reviewing the Spectrum Crystal Luxe 13-inch LED light. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on the Crystal Luxe 13-inch LED light. Follow us on social media at Hypop or visit our website, hypop.com.au. Let's get into it. So I've got the Crystal Luxe 13-inch LED light with me here on a stand. LED lights are increasingly becoming popular and can be used by a variety of different creatives such as photographers, videographers or content creators. You can use it for still photography, you can use it for film, you can also use it for content creators. Some examples include in photography, because they are daylight rated or they are color temperature adjustable, you can use it for still photography such as portraits, product photography, or if you're taking shots for like food photography. They're perfect when you can't rely on ambient lighting, such as natural light, and you need to supplement it with some sort of lighting that you know is going to be accurate and you can adjust and you can fine tune to your scene. You can also use it in film, then light and portable, and you can actually use them in run and gun setups or set them up quite easily on a stand just like this. They can be battery operated or powered by AC. And also for content creators, if you're a content creator on YouTube, for example, or a streamer, or if you're like a makeup artist, or if you're just doing videos, short videos, they're perfect to use because you can rely on this light source. You don't have to rely on something that's always changing, such as natural light from a window. The Spectrum Crystal Luxe 13-inch LED light is a fairly unique LED light in regards to its shape. So you can see here it's quite a wide light. So it's 13 inches in length there, and it's also quite narrow. So your spread of light's quite wide. So going through some of the physical features here, firstly you've got a slide-in diffuser. Now when you slide that off there, it reveals all the single LED bulbs. There's quite a few LED bulbs there to produce that output. We'll do some tests shortly in comparing it to other lights. Now when we slide this back in, it's fairly easy to just slide the diffuser back in. You just need to line it up and then it slides straight in like that. Now jumping into the back here, you can see it's currently plugged into AC. So the actual plug here just goes into the side, the top right side here, and it also supports battery operation. So battery operation, the battery it supports is the Sony NP-F series batteries. That's the same for the majority of LED lights, but you can see it actually only requires one battery to operate. So that's great, knowing that you don't need two batteries for some larger LED panels you need to operate. You've got the on-off switch here as well. And you've got a little toggle button here that toggles between the intensity as well as the color temperature dial. So when you press that down once more, you can see the LCD display has changed to the color temperature and it reverts back to the output there. And you've got up buttons and down buttons here, and if you press that, it obviously goes up in terms of output. It's going up in one-step increments, or you can hold it down if you'd like to speed that up quite a bit. And the same for when you're pressing it down. Now it's the same when you toggle over to the color temperature, so now it's set on 4300 Kelvin. If you wanted to drop it down, you can go all the way down to 3200 Kelvin and all the way up to 5500 Kelvin. You can see there. Now the great thing about the Crystal Luxe light is the color temperature and the power adjustment dial. So you can see there when I was just showing the color temperature adjusting, it actually adjusts in 10K increments. So you can really fine tune exactly what it is in terms of the color temperature that you'd want in terms of the settings. And also when we were adjusting the power output, it was going up in one-step increments as well. So you can adjust that if you want it at a certain output level. Now there's some accessories that are included with the actual light itself. So the light has the diffuser panels that I mentioned. It also comes with a ball head bracket here, which has a 1/4-inch thread that mounts to most light stands. And that ball head bracket is a 360-degree ball head bracket, so that allows you to angle your light perfectly. Also comes with an AC adapter there. And some kits also include carry cases, or you can get them in pairs or triple light sets if you're after a complete lighting setup. Some other great features of the Crystal Luxe 13-inch are that it has an aluminium heatsink here at the back. So that allows it to disperse the heat evenly across the entire LED panel. So some LED lights have fans, or some are made from plastic. So the heat distribution on this light's a lot better, especially if you're using it for extended periods. LED lights in general last a lot longer than fluorescent lights or other forms of bulbs, so they don't produce much heat at all. But if you leave them on for a longer period of time, you'd still want to make sure the heat is evenly dispersed there, so when you go up to touch it, it doesn't feel hot and it's safe to touch. On top of that, you've got some mounting points here, so you've got a 1/4 inch thread at the top as well as the bottom. So you can see we've mounted the ball head here to the bottom of the light to mount it to the light stand. But that 1/4 inch thread is fairly universal, and you can mount a variety of different things such as hot shoes, or if you have a different type of bracket, you can mount that to light stands, boom arms, all sorts of different things. So it's great to see that there's 2 mounting points here. But besides that, you can tell its unique shape is quite wide. So what we'll do now is compare it to some other LED lights that are on the market, some popular brands such as Aputure or Yongnuo, and then we'll see the comparison in terms of output as well as the spread of light. I've got a couple of popular LED lights here with me right now. So firstly, we've got the Aputure HR672C. We've also got the YN600 Air, and that's from the Yongnuo brand. So all these lights here, including the Crystal Luxe 13 inch, are bicolor LED lights. So that means they can adjust between 3200 Kelvin all the way up to 5500 Kelvin. And the way bicolor LED lights work is basically there's multiple LED lights on the panel itself, which you can see there, and the same when you slide off the diffuser on the Crystal Luxe. And each of these LED lights have a different, they split between the different color temperatures. So one will be a warmer color tone and the other will be a daylight color tone. And basically when you hit the middle point of the color temperature adjusting is when all of the LED lights will be on, and that's when it would represent full output. So that's roughly about 4300 Kelvin for all 3 of these lights here. So you can see there's different shapes and sizes available for LED lights. So you've got a more rectangular shape here, and then you've got like a larger rectangular shape here, and you've also got a quite wide shape here. So the way the beam is dispersed is a little different. You know, obviously the wider it is physically, in general you'll get a wider throw of light. But some may think that this particular light, the Crystal Luxe LED, will be sort of like a strip light and the beam of light will be quite narrow, but surprisingly not so, because the actual beam of the LED bulbs themselves, the individual bulbs, are quite wide as well. So all of these lights are comparable in terms of their features, their bicolor features, and also the type of output they produce and how you power them. So you can power them all with NPF series batteries or AC adapters. And basically what we'll do is actually compare the output of the light compared to popular brands like these 2 here, as well as their price point. So all of these sit at different price points. If you're looking for a complete kit, which will include a light stand, some sort of bracket, the light itself, and the powering option, including like an AC adapter just as a starting option, you're looking at about $270 here for the Crystal Luxe LED 13 inch, and that's in Australian dollars. Or you're looking at about 280 Australian dollars for the Yongnuo light. And then lastly, it's sitting at about 400 Australian dollars for the Aputure HR672C. Now, some of the differences between the lights. Firstly, you've got the Aputure light and the Yongnuo light here. You can see at the back here, it's made from a plastic casing. So in terms of heat distribution on the light itself, it does have air vents here that you can see at the top. They're both fanless designs, so that means there's no internal fan that's producing any noise, which is great for videographers. However, there's no sort of heat sink or metal that's used in the casing or the chassis design. Whereas the Crystal Luxe 13 inch, you can see there we've got the aluminium casing and heat sink here at the back, which helps distribute the heat a bit better. That being said, you've also got different powering options here. So you've got the AC port, which this one is plugged in. You've also got an AC port here for the Yongnuo. But what you'll notice is you need 2 batteries to operate both of these if you're wanting to be portable with the light, compared to the Crystal Luxe 13 inch where you only require 1 battery. So these are all the same batteries, the Sony NPF series batteries. Besides that, the majority of the features are the same in terms of color temperature adjusting and also fine-tuning your power output controls. The Aputure does have a remote. However, with the Crystal Luxe 13 inch, you'll just basically jump in and control it manually on the light here itself. The fine-tuning options of being able to control this in 1-stop increments, and also the 10K increments here for the color temperature adjusting, has a little bit more fine-tuning capabilities than the lights here on my side. So let's jump into the output now in terms of rating the Luxe output at 1 meter. and that basically rates the power of all three of these lights. So in this test, what we're doing is positioning the light source about 1 meter away from the lux meter. The lux meter measures the output of a light, and due to the different sizes of the lights, it's a great indicator of output level. Firstly is the Aputure light. The Aputure HR672C, which is the color temperature adjusting version of this light. When it's positioned at about 4300 Kelvin, it reads at a lux meter rating of 1638 lux. The next light is the Yongnuo YN600 Air, also positioned 1 meter away from the lux meter. You have to control the two adjusting dials to switch from 0 to 99%, so there is no exact color temperature reading, but when both light switches are to 99%, you'll see that all the LEDs are on and at full output, so the reading is 836 lux at 1 meter. And lastly is the Spectrum Crystal Luxe 13-inch LED. Same thing, this is also positioned 1 meter from the lux meter source, and the reading at 4300 Kelvin is 1339 lux. So despite the wide size and what appears to be a smaller panel, it actually has a higher lux reader meeting, so that means it's quite strong. It sits midway between the Yongnuo and the Aputure. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on social media at Hypop, or visit our website, hypop.com.au. Till the next video.